Hey guys, this is Scott. Just want to let you guys know this is episode 12, not 11. Sorry for the mix-up. Uh, that's really about it, guys. Hope you enjoy the podcast. See you in there.
You a tale about Godzilla blowing up Japan today. He's gonna blow a bunch of lasers, shoot him in the face. Fuck you dudes,
What?
fuck you bitches up in the face. Oh,
What? What did I miss?
bars.
Weird Kids podcast,
It,
episode 11,
wait, I
season
want to get.
2,
I want to get one in. Let me get one in.
July 21st,
Let me get one in.
2017.
Come on, Scott.
Fine, all right.
Thanks. Yo, here we go. We about to throw a podcast in your face. It's gonna be not full of mace, yo. Okay, I'm done.
Word.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah. Hey
So,
guys,
what a
welcome to the
great
Weird Kids
intro.
podcast, season 2, episode 11. Season 2, boyos. Episode 11, I'm pretty sure. If it's not episode 11, it's episode 12, but I'm pretty sure it's 11.
It's a double-digit number, Scott.
It's a double-digit number. Today's July 21st, 2017. With me, I got the Broke Gamer, a.k.a. Joey, and then Cybers,
What's good,
a.k.a.
kids?
Fernando.
Hi. I'm kind of eating right now, but I'm sorry, but hi.
Oh my god, so unprofessional.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Hi guys.
Do you want us to wait? Do you want me to play a video game while we're you eating?
I mean, I'm eating. Hey, you can do whatever you want. It's different.
All right, so a lot of some stuff happened. I'm gonna say a lot of stuff, but some stuff happened this week. I want to point out that I was right about the Pokemon thing because I want to believe aliens, Alamau. It looks like it's going to be an event. Like it was in Omega Ruby. I mean, was it Omega Ruby, where you fought Deoxys, right?
Fernando, this is all you, man.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Where you at?
Hey, how's it going? No. So I think the Oxus is an Emerald, and I'm sure he's in.
No.
Ruby.
There
Yes.
was an event in the like.
Yeah. So.
What was it called? The Xena. Something.
I don't think it's that, but there was. I'll look it up. Keep talking.
So it's going to be an event to the likes of that, but it's only going to be an Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, from what I understand. It talks about time travel, alien Pokemon, ruins, and the unknown's origin that connects with all of it. A lot of the time, like it's being passed on like it's a Skype message or a group text thing kind of going on, and they're talking about what Pokemon can do what and their role in the future of these space alien type Pokemon. I really want you guys to take a look at it if you get the chance. They talk about the Clefairy's role in it. Deoxys being like an alien, being the really only alien Pokemon besides these guys. Ringley, is that what you say? Well, they look like Bronzong and
Oh, Bronzor and.
Bronzor. No, it's not that. It's like here, look at the stream. I don't know how to really describe it, and this isn't probably the right name for it. It's probably translated. Ringley. It's a Ringley Pokemon, whatever. But
Oh wait, the Ringly Pokemon.
it's Ringley is what it says.
Is it? What does it look like?
Just look at the stream, my dude.
Oh yeah.
That's what I said. This is what it looks like, guys. Maybe he can describe. It looks like a little gray alien, essentially, but made of rock and has has gems on its hands.
Why does my man
Wait,
look like
Wrigley. I don't think that's its name.
It's
I
a
don't think
hard translated from because I
Okay.
translated
Okay,
the
okay.
page.
why does
Okay.
my guy look like a baby version of Clank from Ratchet and Clank?
You right though.
I'm just saying though.
You right,
He
though.
adorable as fuck. I don't care.
I mean, like he looks like he belongs in Ratchet and Clank. Yo, Somniac Games. I'm just saying, if you're probably not watching. But...
Oh yeah. Also, Fernando, that dude that you were talking about that disappears in the space talking about aliens, he plays a role in it as well. You were correct.
Knew it.
You were 100% correct on that. So they also talk about Giratina and the role that Arceus plays in later on, creating these Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina for each reason. Oh yeah, and Bronzong, and they're talking about. They also talk about how Bronzong is one of the Pokemon that can enter different dimensions to see, like, I guess, to be at that Palkia thing. So
I
Hoopa is
really
one of
want to
them.
read this actually.
It's really interesting. Hoopa is one of them. Porygon Z and Gengar as well are
Gengar.
are all Pokemon that can essentially do that. But since Phil isn't here, Phil was the one that read it with me. It's not. I'm kind of just telling you guys to read it. So if you get the chance, I'm gonna post a link. I'm gonna post a link of it right here in the. I'm gonna post it right here in the Twitch chat. And I'll find a link somewhere some other time down the road. But that's really what I wanted to talk about, and it's pretty interesting. Especially since this kind of thing doesn't really happen in Pokemon. It seems like it's a much more serious tone. Like very like when I were talking about it before, it was very X-Files. Last time we were talking about it, it seems like it's very much that like Twilight Zone X-Files type of thing going on. And I can't wait. I think I might actually buy Ultra Sun just to play this event because I haven't even started my version of Pokemon Sun yet, to be honest. So that'll give me a chance to really. I think I might actually. I'm gonna have to start playing it. I want to buy a capture card and stream it, but that's besides the point. I think Ultra Sun might be a game that I'm gonna pick up now that I see that this is going to be an event, which looks like it's only going to be to the Ultra series of Pokemon.
I'll buy it. I will be buying it for sure.
Well, I don't have a portable Nintendo device, so and my thing is, if you guys ever notice how I'm usually really quiet whenever you guys start talking about like Pokemon, I've never really been big on this series really, so I don't want to talk about something I don't have a lot of knowledge about. So I try to input as much, I guess, conversation in there, but yeah, I don't want to say something about a series that I don't really know so much on. So it's interesting seeing how in depth you guys are going into figuring out what they're trying to do with the series or what they're trying to bring in.
That's fair. And that's really all I want to talk about. So I know you guys want to go onto more stuff. So pick something from from the list. What do you guys want to talk about right now?
Fernando, you can go first with your thing.
All right. Well, so some of you probably have heard about it already, but you know this nice, beautiful system called Nintendo Switch, right? It's pretty cool.
No.
So Nintendo released a dedicated app for the Switch, just like Xbox has and PlayStation, you know? But the problem is with Nintendo Switch, some people ask, where's that voice chat? So where's that party system where I can invite friends to parties? Pretty much the only way to do that is through the Switch app. And it's really bad. Why do I say that? So you cannot do native voice chat on the console, and you can't do party invites on the console. What you need to pretty much do to get the best experience, you need your Switch, you need your phone, you need a splitter with 3 holes. One wire is going from the splitter to your headset. One wire is going from the splitter to the gamepad, or I'm sorry, the Switch, and then the other wire is going from the splitter to the phone. And you can imagine, like, picture that in your head, that you want to voice chat with friends.
It's way too many peripherals that you need to be able to use this thing.
It's really bad. And what makes it worse, again, mind you, the only way to do this is through the phone app. So say you pull this off and you got some friends in a party. So you have your phone on your desk or wherever you have it. You need to keep that phone on at all times. It can't be in sleep mode. And it can't switch apps. So you need to keep that app screen where it's showing the party active at all times, which of course drains the battery. So if you want to be careful,
I was gonna say
another wire.
I would like the way you're saying it to me, and the way I'm looking at it right now is it's not really
online.
It's not really gonna be. It's a little too needy. Like, there are too many things you need to do to be able to use it. Essentially, what's up?
I was gonna say, the way how I look at it from the design, you guys ever see like those headsets where you have like the like you're able to control your audio and shit, where you have like the different audio settings for like voice chat, game chat, and you're able to like mess with your audio settings in regards to like treble and whatnot. So I'm looking at my Turtle Beach headset, right? And I'm just thinking about how Fernando is talking about what the splitter is going to look like, right? And the way how I see it is, right, you have the main headset device that connects to the main part of the splitter. Then then you have the wire that connects to the phone. Then you have a wire that connects to the switch. From how I'm understanding it.
Can you bring up a
By the way-
picture? Can you post a
By the way,
picture for
I
us?
I put the picture in Weird Kit chat. So Scott, if you want to open that up
Yeah,
so
I'm
you can
gonna-
show everybody. So mind you, okay, one thing to note about that picture, the little stand that's sticking out of the Switch controller that's holding the phone. I've never seen that.
Oh my
But
god! It's my
pretty
little
much
house.
that's what you need, and that's it being
Wait.
neat.
Okay, real quick. I'm sorry to cut you off here, Fernando, but I gotta say something. Why does my man has those thumbsticks on this?
Listen,
Joy-Cons.
I don't know why, but this is a clean picture actually.
It
Because
is.
if you look really carefully, those wires are all bundled up. Now, to a normal individual like me, that ain't gonna happen. So you're gonna be having a lot of wires all over the place, which
Yeah.
completely defeats the purpose of a Switch, which is portability.
It's
So this whole, and a lot of people have really been in an uproar because, mind you, you're paying for this online service next year, and this is what you're getting. And online chat,
Well,
that's something. What was you gonna say?
Nintendo's weak spot is always really.
You can counter me if you need to.
Listen, Nintendo's weak spot has always been multiplayer games, like online multiplayer games especially, because I remember even during Brawl, you really, there was no voice chat. And that could be to keep it more family friendly, catered toward an audience, more casual. But now since they're trying to get into since they're trying to kind of stay relevant with competitive gaming and all that, they kind of need that voice chat stuff.
Yeah,
But again, they're still trying. I think that they're trying. It was more of an afterthought. They were thinking, all right, so we have an idea of how to fix this and make this work, but to do it, it's a very tedious process to have it work, though. You know what I mean? So again, you need this. You need the splitter. You don't need the stand for the controller, do you?
No. You don't need all that. You can put your phone on a table as long as everything is near each other. The wire can attach to everything it needs to attach to.
Here's the simple solution. I know that the Joy-Cons are incredibly expensive. They're like $70, right?
Yeah, 70 or 80.
$70 or $80. I think they should start producing ones with an aux cord that way you can at least put in like a headset, or they can package a headset with these controllers, and that might sell for maybe like $100. And even then, I'd be like, all right, maybe I'll make. I mean, it would give more to it would be more available for the consumer and less a tedious process for everybody trying to use the app. I mean, granted, the app is a good idea. They're trying to cut costs on. They're trying to cut costs on having to make a headset and stuff like that, because everybody really has a phone nowadays, which is nice.
Yeah.
So that's a nice idea. But if they're going to do it that way, they need it. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be what looks to be so shoehorned in, like splitter to cable to splitter, and then there's a cable that comes out of the splitter that goes to the headset, and then one that connects to the TV.
From the way how I see this photo.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry.
Like,
I was gonna say hi, Electric Mastro.
Sorry. From what I see from this photo, to be quite honest, is that it seems like the intent is that they want you to use the actual screen to connect your chat device, your chatting device.
Yeah.
It's from what it looks like, and to be honest, that's not, to me, from a consumer standpoint. I honestly wouldn't like that, because that means I gotta have my screen with me at all times. I have to have it on. It won't be
and
charging.
this isn't even portable. Like it's not.
It's not that they're going more towards the realm of
and my
home.
thing is, if you wanted to do this with the Switch dock, I don't know how you do it, because the actual screen needs to be in the case. Like, it's just complicated. And I just wanted to point this out real quick, and I'll end it at this, unless you guys had anything.
I want to continue talking about it for a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I'm gonna go ham right now. This shit was solved in 2001 with the Xbox. They solved this shit really easily. Okay, maybe like 03, because that's when Live came out. But this isn't even a foreign concept at this point. This is this problem has been refined time and time again. 360 pretty much nailed it. But
Yeah, I was
here's
about to
the thing.
say, like,
Like the 360 perfected it. Like it did it perfectly. And for those that some people say, oh, but it's a portable. What about the port? And I'm like, okay, you want to go that route? The Vita, the PlayStation Vita apparently had
It
good voice
does,
chat.
yeah. No, the Vita,
And
because just to cut you off there, Fernando, you had game chat for certain games on the Vita that have multiplayer. And not only that, it also had a built-in Skype app as well. So I mean, there's that as well, you know.
I mean, and another thing is, just to say, like, a lot of people in this day and age, it's different from back in like 2004. A lot of people have Discord, a lot of people have Skype, a lot of people have a computer, and they all just chat there. So for someone like me and Joey and Scott, honestly, this isn't even really a big deal because we just chat on Discord anyway. But it's still this shouldn't be a feature. This should be.
Well,
I think.
didn't you tell me that the mobile device is needed to create parties on Splatoon?
Yeah, so you need to. So say what I
really?
have to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So check this out. So how it works in
Why?
Splatoon 2? That's a good question. I go on Splatoon 2. I create the party in Splatoon. Then I pull out the phone. Then I think I have to confirm that creation of the party, and then I have to invite my friends, and then they have to check their phone, and then they have to accept it, and then they're in, and then you can join like voice chat parties, but it's all on your app. And that's just the thing. Like, it
Why
should
the
have been
fuck would they? That's so
exactly.
arduous. Why the fuck
It
would
is.
that?
It's one of those things where Joey's absolutely right. I think they're not. They're not even thinking about this. Like, this is something you figure out in research and development, and there's a word for it. Focus testing or something.
Focus groups.
Focus
Yeah,
groups.
this is something you test at that point. And I actually have a good feeling that they didn't really, or they just decided to kind of ignore it. But it's just so inconvenient beyond belief. And
You wanna know what my thing is? I think it's because they've been having such a huge success with their mobile apps lately. You know, with Mario Run or whatever it's called, and with that that Miiverse thing they had on the Miitomo, yeah. They've had such a good response with these apps. You know, they probably think, hey, well, they like these apps that we have on our phone. Hey, maybe we can just get them to use their phone more to connect with the Switch. And like, I can understand it from Nintendo's eyes as they see that they're having some sort of success from the mobile standpoint of this. But my thing is, and I know you two agree, is that it's just that you had this new system that they're working on, and you know they're not necessarily good with it. You know, they had chat back on the Wii U where you were able to talk to people in the lobby for Smash Brothers when selecting a character. I think that was the only game you were able to talk to people. I think Mario Kart 8 as well. I think, but like it shows that they're trying to evolve something, but it's not the right way. Like,
You know what I think is going on? I think Nintendo is, because I know Nintendo loves to innovate shit. It's that they're trying to innovate it into a more friendly, an easier way for us,
Yeah.
but it's becoming more. Like I've said this before. I've said this word so many times before. It's incredibly tedious. It's the way that they're trying to innovate it is incredibly tedious. And I'm all for innovation, right? I'm all for that shit. If you can get me from point A to point B quicker and more efficiently, I'm all about that. But to get to point A and point B and take like you need so many things to do it, it's not worth it. I'd rather just have my Xbox 360 controller, my headset plugged into it and talk. You know?
And the thing that doesn't make sense to me is that doesn't the Switch tablet already come with an audio jack? Fernando?
I'm looking at mine now. It does. So in theory,
So I mean, like,
you know,
why wouldn't you?
and here's, and I'm not gonna try to think of reasons because I'm sure there's reasons. But my idea, my question is, how does this, like, within their corporate building, how does this get passed? Like, in theory, this is something I would hear back, like, and some of you may recall in 2012, 13. Remember when PlayStation and Microsoft, they were like, hey, we got our app version so you can message people on our PlayStation.
Yeah,
and
they
Xbox.
have
Remember Smart Glass?
the
That
smart
was like,
glass for
yeah, like
Microsoft. It
like
failed.
because the thing is, in theory, and this is what, and I hope I don't lose anyone here. In theory, you would think, oh wait, using a smartphone device as a compatible thing for a console, that's a great idea because everyone uses their phone. But in practicality, in real life, it doesn't make sense. And I feel like Nintendo, some of their senior executives, whatever, were in a board meeting and they discussed this, and they're like, yeah, everybody uses their phone. Let's do it. But when you put it in real life practice, it doesn't make sense because you have that picture. And I don't know how this stuff gets passed, man. Like it to me, I love Nintendo to death. I'm probably the most hardcore fan out of us three, maybe. I think this is just them being completely blind and just not listening. That's just me. They're listening.
Hold on, Fernando.
Yeah, what's up?
Electric Mastro's having some audio
Yeah, I know.
issues with us.
I was
Oh, he
messing.
is?
I was messing with it. So I'm
Okay.
asking him if it's too loud or too quiet.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were saying?
yeah, I was saying like they're just not. They're listening, but I don't know how their corporate structure. I don't know, man. I wish I was a fly on the wall. Like, this is,
That's
I
a
really
good.
do.
That's a good one.
Because look, I love Nintendo, but again, they have the greatest decisions and mind makers in that company. Because you got people like Iwata that created the Wii, that created the DS, which
Yeah.
turned out to be their two biggest selling systems ever. But then you get this, and it's like, how can you be
Like,
so amazing? How can you be so shit?
Remember that analogy that we were talking about a few days ago with Evan, where we were talking about how Nintendo. Always,
Can you hold that thought? Can somebody go to the stream and see if the audio is too low or too
I'm
quiet?
on it right now.
Yeah. Sure.
Is it fine? Both the stream and my own laptop high all the way, and it's a little quiet. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear myself. I hear you fine. It's a little low, I would say.
I'm gonna turn it
For
up back
me?
up to 50. It's going back up to
Yeah.
50, and I'll leave it there. Sorry about that, guys.
What I was saying was there was an analogy that Evan, one of the fellow weird kids, he had mentioned that Nintendo's one of those companies where, where they can constantly hit home runs, and everyone's just like, yeah, go Nintendo, yeah, fine, yeah, you're good job and whatnot. But they sometimes will stumble, like the Wii U, for example. Everyone lost their shit with the Wii U, and now people are starting to lose their shit with this mobile app, and it's understandable because, like, let's compare to Sony and Microsoft. When Sony and Microsoft,
Can you repeat that one more, Joey?
back.
Can you repeat that one more time
Which part?
about the Sony and Microsoft?
Oh, the Sony and Microsoft, like comparing Nintendo to Sony and Microsoft, like, with that analogy that I use, like Sony and Microsoft, they don't hit constant home runs, they fluctuate. So no one really cares about those companies. That's why you have the fanboys for them, who defend them through thick and thin. But then you have the Nintendo fanboys. Fernando, I'm putting you in this category.
Wait, what?
I put them in the category.
The Nintendo fanboy category.
No.
I'm putting you in for fair reason. Because you
I'm the
support
one-
them and whatnot.
Okay, you mean like supporting?
Supporting them, But there's the difference between Nintendo fanboys and the Nintendo fanboys who are extreme with their
Yeah.
with his Ponky says he is.
Oh my god, Monkey.
But then you have Nintendo who they don't fuck up that much. And when they do, it's like, Nintendo, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be the company that always comes out on top all the time. So it's like, well, what's going to happen now when Nintendo releases this new chat device and they're going to be behind Sony and Microsoft? Like, people need to realize that Microsoft and Sony have always been ahead of Nintendo technological with their accessories and whatnot. And Nintendo's finally making that leeway into that new world where they're focusing on the online department, and then the accessories that following up with that. So to me, I think this is a new world for them that they're trying to deal with, and they're trying to experiment with it enough to see how well the reception is going to be. And With that being said, I think if that, depending on the reaction and what kind of exposure the new chat system and that god awful party system gets, they're probably going to be making some changes to the entire system of how this chat system works out. That's how I see it, honestly.
And honestly, I'm reading one of the two things. One, I'm reading one of the comments there. It's someone asking in the stream, not that if it's a hardware issue, and it's not, because like the other comment says, the Vita did it. So like, it's not a hardware problem.
There's
there
no limitations in this.
And,
This is just it's a limitation with Nintendo.
I brought this up yesterday, actually. We weren't streaming the podcast, but Nintendo's worth like $6 billion. Like, that's how much money they have, or so, $6 billion. I'm one of those people. I really think they need to invest like $10 to $20 million in just sitting down, maybe hiring a teacher. Just sit down and
figure out how to work with the current community.
and not even figure it out. Learn. Just sit down and research, learn, figure out how everybody else is doing it, and just do it.
This is the thing.
Maybe not copy them, but learn from it, because they're just going their own way, and I feel like it's because they're not researching, they're not
Listen.
Yeah,
It's what Electric said before in the chat. They essentially have one foot in the door, one foot out. They're hesitant to get into it because they want to remain family friendly. On the other hand, they're more known and they make more money being the family friendly. But they also want to reach that, market of competitive gaming to a sense.
And to say, Electric made a comment saying, last I heard, Nintendo has such a large cash reserve, they can lose $250 million a year and wouldn't go bankrupt till 2052. So the research that Fernando did in regards to how much Nintendo has, they actually have two sides of money, right? They have their actual company revenue, and then they have their company asset revenue, right? Where their asset revenue is just for people who throw in their shares and shit, right? So their company revenue is like, what you said, like 6.2 billion.
Okay, so their worth was around $4 billion or so.
Okay.
Their assets, which is like all of their IP, pretty much what they own, is around, I think, like I don't know, if it was somewhere between 6 to 12 billion. Like, it was a big number.
So with that being said, Nintendo is a heavy hitting company. They wouldn't lose money for a very long time. They're not like Microsoft and Sony. They're sure as hell not like Sony, where Sony's only writing off the PlayStation now. Like, you guys already know about how much they fell off with their laptops, their mobile devices, and their handheld devices.
You want to be careful with that, though, because the way businesses, and I don't want to veer off track too much. The way like businesses work, once you go down to like that 50%, that's
usually where you'll stay.
That's Mayday. Like, it doesn't work until you lose all your money, you keep.
Well, that's the thing.
Usually, once you hit like halfway or you're losing a lot of time they'll just back out before they hit zero.
No, and that's what Sony did.
Nintendo won't do that because they're not that bad.
That's what Sony did. But it's just saying, like, Nintendo is such a heavy-hitting company.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to do anything in regards to that anytime soon.
Yeah, like Electro was saying.
It's not that it won't matter. It's just that it's not good from a company standpoint, because the Wii U came out and they lost so much money, and they learned from their mistakes from that, but they also gained some new mistakes from that as well. Not to get into that so much, but it just seems like they're trying to get into a new world where they're not too familiar with, because you guys got to remember, Nintendo's run by a bunch of old Japanese guys, and it's switching to that new demographic now.
Again, they've been trying to do. I think they have tried to change, and they're like we want to change, and we want to reach every possible like consumer, but I don't think it's gonna happen that way.
No, hell no. I mean, look at Microsoft and Sony. They did it right. They appeal to the audiences that have they like the certain games, but they're usually just the same games. You know what I mean?
And Nintendo's Nintendo's a fairly old company. Like, they still got older management in there, and they're learning. Like, the Switch itself, I need to tell you now that is probably the best piece of hardware they have come out with since the SNES.
I would say since the GameCube, to be quite honest.
I mean, you can argue that. You can argue that too. I think it's the best since the SNES. Like, it doesn't feel like a toy. It feels like a legit gaming device. And I think they're learning. they're getting it because the Wii U, when you had that, it was super slow. It was clunky. The UI was just took
Yeah.
forever to load things. The online was bad. I mean, online is kind of bad here too, but you get what I mean. Like this, like they're getting it, but they're not getting it enough. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing is like, oh yeah, the Wii U is second place with best-selling console with around like 100 million. The
Wait.
Wii U, I think, sold around. Electric.
You mean the
Master's
Wii?
comment.
You mean the Wii?
Yeah, no, yeah, the Wii sold 100
Yeah.
million. The Wii U, however, sold, I want to say less than 10 million. I know it's around that number. I don't
Yeah,
know
let's
if it's
look it up. I'll
necessarily
look it up.
around there. Yeah, look it up. But my thing with the Switch is that like, the Switch is such a revolutionary piece of hardware. You know,
13.5.
It's 13.5. Okay.
That's
It's
kinda
not the
good.
fact that like, it's not the fact that because it's a tablet, but it's just the fact that they changed the way how games are put on a format. Like, we have video games now on literal SD cards, and they hold so much memory. Like a standard Blu-ray disc or a dual layer disc, right, only holds about 52 gigabytes of memory, right? An SD card from Nintendo for their games, albeit it's not a lot, but you gotta imagine these SD cards, their memory capacity could just only go up. And you know, not going off a track with the hardware, this goes around with that they hit certain key points with this where it's going to help benefit them in the future. But I think where they're at now, they're at that great point where they're at that high that they need to be in, and they're trying to build the accessories that they need to continue that high for their console.
Mhm.
But the thing is that they're not able to focus so much time on that because they have that high right now. Electric Macho said, "I want to ask, what would you say are the demographics that Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo are targeting? I've seen people say that
That's a good
Nintendo
question.
targets family, but still children above everyone, while Sony and Microsoft just targets adults
Let me
first
answer
and
that.
children second."
Let me answer that. Microsoft is tackling. They're still in the like they want to get everybody on board, but they're mostly they don't care as much about you buying their hardware. That as long as you buy the game on either the Xbox or like PC, because Microsoft is a PC company too. So they're targeting a broad spectrum, like people who play video games on their console, but then also some PC gamers. Sony, hardcore games.
Oh yeah, for
Still,
sure. Yeah,
I mean, Microsoft is doing that too. But Sony's always they've been bunkering down on that, and
I-
they you know that's their demographic is more, I guess. I mean, I would say like mid teenager up to like 30s.
I want to
30s.
say it's debatable on how you look at it, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Because-
In my
Wait,
honest
let me-
opinion, I'm not sure of Microsoft or
Well,
Sony's
yeah, I don't know what
demographic.
No, you're
Microsoft-
right. Microsoft's like kind of
is
a
If-
word.
if
Microsoft
I-
doesn't have a demographic anymore.
If I were to ballpark it and say what Microsoft's demographic would be, it would be more towards other softwares other than games. It would, because I know they do a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. I think it would be more.
They-
Yeah.
It wouldn't exactly be games. It'd probably be just like
They're
like
trying to
think- I
become.
think
They're
they're
trying to
after-
make
they're-
the.
their
they're trying to
office
make an
suite and
Xbox.
stuff like
Yeah, no,
that.
they're trying to make the Xbox a multimedia system where you can play games, watch movies, go on the internet, chat with your friends, and all that.
They're for like that average Joe that kind of just wants to chill, come home, play some games.
And that's
like,
what it is. No,
versus PlayStation, they're more the hardcore centric, and then you got Nintendo. And just to answer what you asked, actually, with the Switch, I think that mentality has shifted. Nintendo's actually, if you looked at the reveal trailers and stuff for the Switch, you didn't see a lot of kids in that. Like they get it. They obviously want children.
But
to
here's
play.
the question that I have to ask.
They're trying to target older people.
But here's the question I gotta ask: are they trying to target the kids, or are they trying to target their old fans?
I think they don't get it. I think they don't know.
All right.
They want to get the older
Since
people.
we've been on this for a while, I want to say something. I don't think, thinking back to the trailer of the Switch when it was first announced, you're right. There wasn't exactly a lot of
Kids, yeah.
kids present. I think now that you point that out, it could be. I mean, it could be clear, could not be clear. But I think it's a bit of a hint. Like they are definitely trying to get out of that. They're trying to stay family friendly, but they're also trying to reach
Oh yeah, for
more
sure.
out there as well.
You can
Because
tell just by looking at the system too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'd argue that because a lot of kids that I see nowadays are on like iPads and iPhones and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, to be honest, that
No, it's just the worst thing.
yeah, honestly, like like not to get into this subject, but little kids at least, you don't care about the consoles. You know, it's once you hit your preteen years, that's when the consoles start coming in your life because you start playing these games you'll remember. It's much different than what it was when we were kids.
That's when your PlayStation Pro knocks on your door. It's like, hey, I want to talk to you.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much
alright,
it. I
so-
guess. I think we should move on.
So let's move on to the what's up? You have a closing statement?
No. I wanted to see if we can start off on we can talk about Kingdom Hearts if you wanted to.
Yeah, we could do that.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. So to
Just
start
like
off,
just like a lot of people heart things. Joey
Yeah.
hearts Kingdom Hearts.
oh hey, been playing the series since
Wait.
2002, baby.
At that pun. What? Wow.
Hey,
wow.
but as for the people watching, you probably have heard already. Kingdom Hearts 3 has now its official release year. No release date, just a release year, which is good. The meme of it being in development is finally dead. So,
For now.
but Scott, I need you to do something for me.
What's
Can you
up?
just pull up a photo of Woody of Kingdom Hearts 3 for me?
Woody for
Like-
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Look up Woody
Yes.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Like, so if you guys haven't noticed, if you guys don't know this already, yo, Ponky, dude, you're
Hold
missing
on.
out on Kingdom Hearts. It's a really good series. Honestly, it's
The
a
video? Do you want the one where he's dancing in front of the kid?
No. Get an image. Get an image. Get an image.
Hold on, I'm gonna, I got
Oh
the
my
image.
god.
All right.
You
Hold on, no, I already got the image here.
got the image. Oh my god, you're actually getting it. There you go.
All right. So I'm playing it right now.
Oh my.
I'm not playing the thing, but let's just continue.
When
Look at that, it looks so beautiful! I'm sorry.
this is the
Oh.
1995 movie compared to the game.
Wait, I thought that... Wait, I can't tell.
That's
Oh,
really
there
good.
you go.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it matches. It honestly matches.
It's better! Oh, so
It's a little bit more
Oh, wow.
jagged. It looks exactly like the fucking.
I mean,
movie.
it's very. I mean, we've come a long way since
Oh,
Toy
yeah.
Story 1, so
But-
there's going to be improvement without a doubt. I mean,
But here's the thing, though. Not a lot of people know this if they actually didn't watch this trailer. But Pixar actually worked on the development for the Toy Story world for Kingdom Hearts 3.
that's good.
Yeah, and of course the movie's gonna look better. It's because there's limitations with how the games are gonna look.
I'd argue that the game looks
I
better.
think the game looks better, to be honest.
I like the game just
No,
because
they're
of the
not.
fact I just like the game more because the thing is comparing it to Toy Story 1 is pretty bad because it was so limited to what it was able to do in animation before. But like looking at it like with Kingdom Hearts 3 and Toy Story 3, you know, you can clearly tell the difference there with the detail of Woody and whatnot. But I just think it's really cool that Pixar itself as a company is actually on the board with developing the world of Toy Story for Kingdom Hearts 3. And it shows that Square Enix has some kind of dedication, or at least Tetsuya Nomura has dedication to the series. You know, and Ponky, even though you haven't played the series, you know, honestly, you can start at any time. It's not one of those. It's a long series, but
You can start
definitely.
with... I was gonna say, you could start with Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5.
Oh, enough of the
Yeah.
memes.
And,
You can
and
follow that way.
hold on. And Electric Maestro, to me, honestly, there should be no comparison at all because you're comparing apples and oranges here. You're comparing a movie to a video game. You know,
Yeah.
you have a movie that they were comparing it to from 1995, and then again, that's a limitation in its own because animation back in '95 was very limited to what you were able to handle, what you were able to do. You
Toy
know,
Story was state of the art in
It
'95.
was state of the art. It was extremely state of the art in '95, and it was revolutionary during that decade.
And
of
I-
cartoon animation.
And it wasn't. And I want to point something else for all you people that like animation. Carl, if you're listening right now, Carl knows that in Toy Story 3 was the first time they actually animated fur and stuff like that on the
Yeah.
bear. So that was
Oh,
also
yeah.
a big thing. So if you look back at Toy Story 3 and you look at all the other characters, you can see that like we've come so far.
Yeah, like it's just looking at how well like And this goes into video games as well. Looking how far we came into video games, I mean, like we were playing a canon Toy story. If you guys didn't know that, actually, the story in Kingdom Hearts 3 is canon to to the Toy Story series.
That's good.
And yeah, and to me, honestly, I just think it's really cool that we're finally hearing about this game now, and we're getting more information on it. And Tetsuya Nomura is being more open about the overall game itself now, where it's not like Final Fantasy 15, where we saw bits and bits and bits of trailers from like every 2 years or so. I appreciate and I can respect the fact that he is doing this for the fans, and that he is trying to do his best with trying to make this game real. So I'm certainly excited for the game to come out. And I mean, if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, or if you like any kind of hack and slash game, I mean, look at this gameplay. Like,
Look at
come
this.
on.
This is the part that
You
got
were
me.
outside. You were in Andy's neighborhood.
But look at the grass. Like,
And the thing is, Ponky, this game started out really limited to where you were able to go, as in like you only had really small spaces to where you can travel. Now you have these legit open worlds of Disney worlds. Like you have Hercules, you have fucking Toy Story's world. Like it's mind-boggling about how far we've come in the technology. And Tetsuya Nomura definitely did not shy away from this with this game, because to be quite honest, Kingdom Hearts has always been a series about pushing limitations for technology. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1 with these Disney worlds and the amount of the amount of colors that was on a single screen, and just the kind of game that you were playing at that time. It was unmanageable playing a hack and slash game with more than just your only character back in 2001, 2002. Then Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a sequence in Kingdom Hearts 2 where you fight 1,000 Heartless on screen.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And there was not a single slowdown of frame during that entire fight. So it just the thing that I can appreciate about Kingdom Hearts 3 or Kingdom Hearts itself is that Kingdom Hearts has a very shitty and dumb story. Like I can agree that it has a really bad story, but appreciating it from a technical standpoint, it's really good. It's a cartoon and it fits, and that's what I see. I appreciate the hell out of what they're doing with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Joey,
I hope.
No, I was just gonna say, Ponky asked a really good question. I think
I don't even know where to start. Well, okay, so I'm gonna give you the very basic answer to this.
Buckle down, boys.
So if you ever plan on getting the Kingdom Hearts series, I have to ask, do you have a PS4? If you have a PS4, just get the 1.5/2.5 collection. It comes with literally every single game that has come out for Kingdom Hearts.
No.
And hold on. I'm gonna explain, because you fucking Smeckledorfed your own ass with this.
Oh my god.
So the collection comes with 4 games, all the mainline games. So there's Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, the PS2 version, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, right? Then there's 2 movies that come with the game. Basically, they were games on the DS platform, but it was really hard to remake those games into the collection. So what they did is that they built the games from the ground up to be cutscenes, and you're essentially just watching movies. So you can literally get the entire collection on the PS4. Like you can get the 1.5/2.5 collection, then you can get the infamously named 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, right?
I love it.
And that comes with Dream Drop Distance, which was on the 3DS, and the continuation of the ending of Birth by Sleep. But honestly, it's a fun series. It's a very confusing series, but it's a fun series to play. I wouldn't say get a PS4 for just Kingdom Hearts.
I wouldn't either.
If you have an Xbox already, or if you have a PC, Kingdom Hearts is Kingdom Hearts. You're not missing out on anything.
If Silent Hills was coming out, you might want to buy a PS4.
Stop. We don't. But guess what? It's not 2015 anymore.
It's
Scott.
not.
So the dream is dead. The dream is
It's
dead.
dead. All right.
The dream's dead.
Moving on. Continue.
Moving on. All right. So I think I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on this with Kingdom Hearts 3? Like, I want to share
I-
your opinion.
all right,
Oh,
so-
here, oh, you want to go?
I'll
Go
go.
ahead.
So my experience with Kingdom Hearts isn't really from playing it. It's more so from watching it. Although I've played 1 and 2, but I never finished them. I've watched the entirety of 1 at my neighbor's house. It's one of those like stories where you go over to your neighbor's house and they're playing a game. You're like, all right, I'm gonna watch them play this game, and it's a really fun game to watch. I just couldn't get into it. The combat system at the time, me being so young, was a little bit too intimidating and a little bit too difficult. So
To be quite honest with you, it still is.
and so I knew it was more so a movie experience for me. Same thing with Kingdom Hearts 2 as well. That's not going to stop me from probably buying it if I get my hands on a PS4. It's my experience is more so through sight more than actually playing the game and picking it up start to finish. You know what I mean? Mine's more so at intervals. So I understand what's going on, but it's not going to affect me to the extent that it will affect Joey or maybe Fernando because they're in the middle of the game. So I understand why people like it. I enjoyed it as a kid. It was like watching a Disney movie or cartoon essentially for me. So I thought that was a lot of fun. And that's why I really like it. Like really anybody can really stop in and watch it being played and they'll be fine, which is great. I think a lot of games should be able to do that. But I digress.
Fernando, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I came in the Kingdom Hearts at around. I mean, I came in like pretty much really late. I started getting into it like 3 years ago. It's something I've always wanted to play. I played through 1, enjoyed it. Birth by no, it's Chain of Memories. I really don't like Chain of Memories because the combat's completely different. 2, I love it.
There's a reason for that, though.
Yeah, no, I know. It was. Well, I actually don't know the specific reason.
When you're done, I can explain.
Oh no, it was on the Game Boy Advance. That's why, and they couldn't.
They
there was
couldn't
a lot of
implement. They
limitations.
couldn't implement the combat system from 1
Yeah.
to the Game Boy. So what they did was that they reduced every single attack to a single keyframe, and they based it on cards. So
Yeah. So I'm right now in the middle of 1. I'm gonna skip Birth by or Chain of Memories. I'm gonna watch the cutscene. 2, then I'm gonna play the other spin.
You're gonna play the other spin-off? You're gonna skip.
What?
You're gonna skip Chain of Memories. And you're gonna watch the spin-offs.
No, I'm gonna. Any game that I'm skipping, I'm watching all the cutscenes for though, just to get a better idea of the
YouTube?
story. Yeah, and then
Okay.
and that's another thing about the collection that's out now. I wish you could play the like some of the older games that are just the movie versions, but I digress from that. I love this. Toy Story is my favorite Pixar movie, and that's the same for a lot of other people. And oh man, I got so happy when they showed this. It really made me feel like a kid again. And I like Kingdom Hearts, I really do, but I love Toy Story, and the fact that they're bringing the 2 together makes me really, really happy. And the best part is, it's actually funny, Joe. You didn't bring this up, but Disney or maybe Pixar, probably Disney. They actually, no, it's Pixar. They went to Pixar, and Pixar
I said that.
no, Pixar requested specifically that it be an original story because the thing about Kingdom Hearts for those who haven't played it is that the stories of all the worlds of all the different places you visit, they usually mimic the stories from the movie.
Movies.
But with Toy Story, Pixar
Not only Toy
let
Story. When you're
it-
done, I'll explain that.
yeah, so at least with Toy Story, all I know, they asked for a really unique story, and according to what Joey said the other week, this one takes place after Toy Story 2, so it's a completely new story, which I like, and I will definitely. This is a day one buy. This is definitely a day one buy.
Following up with Fernando on that with the Toy Story story. Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 3, from what I noticed so far, is that they're definitely taking this route of having these stories that implement the actual stories from the movie, but continuing them, right? So, not only Toy Story, but Big Hero 6, right?
Oh, they're doing that?
They're putting Big Hero 6. I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. I don't know if you guys forgot, but the story that they're putting for Big Hero 6 is, remember at the end of the movie where Baymax throws his body into that portal to stop it?
What?
Sorry, I was coughing.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Um,
about.
so remember at the end he throws his body inside that portal to stop it, right? So the continuation of the story for Kingdom Hearts 3 is that Baymax's body from that portal gets turned into a Heartless, and that new Baymax that was built from the at the end of the movie, they both fight each other in the story of within Kingdom Hearts 3. And so it's a sequel. It's a continuing story from the Big Hero 6 story. So, and they have people from Marvel Comics actually writing the story for them.
I'm so happy this is a product
All
that
right.
exists within our timeline.
Since we've spent so much time on this, I want to get some closing. I want to get a question in
Yeah.
before we stop. What world do you want to see in Kingdom Hearts 3 that you would really enjoy?
I would like to see Toy Story.
All right.
Honestly, for me, I want to see a return of Halloween Town.
All right.
I want to see a return of Halloween Town.
For me,
Yeah, sorry.
I would like to see Gravity Falls, even though I know that's probably not going to happen. But if Gravity Falls doesn't happen, I'd like to see I'd like to see Up.
Up, yeah, that would be interesting.
That's a good one.
Fucking fight heartless dogs.
All right, to give you a real answer here, I would like, and it's hard to implement it, but I would love to see Lion King. Actually, that's a
Make a
movie I
return,
really like.
yeah, that'd be interesting.
I would like to see an actual Lion King world. It'd be difficult to kind of, work that in, but hey, if they could do
I
it,
mean,
that'd
they
be
did it with
awesome.
Kingdom Hearts 2. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
guess we're
pretty
done
much
on that.
what was your other topic? The other thing you want to talk about, Fernando?
Well, you wanted to talk about Casey Hudson.
Oh yeah, man,
Yeah, bring that up.
the gods return.
So I don't know much about BioWare, so
All right, so I'm just like Kingdom Hearts. I'm a huge BioWare fan. I've been playing their games since Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, back in like 2003. BioWare is very well known for making these RPGs where you're able to basically get put into these existing worlds, make your own character, and craft the story that they made for you around your character. And as you guys may know already, with the launch of Mass Effect Andromeda, it was very questionable, as in there was a lot of things that didn't seem right.
who animate this though?
So what happened was BioWare took some shortcuts, and they actually got a software.
They outsourced, right?
They outsourced the animations for the game. So there was barely any motion capture in this game, actually. So there was barely any motion capture in this game, and there was barely any actual handmade animations in this game. It was all outsourced by a software. I forgot the name of it, but pretty much, as you know, Mass Effect Andromeda got a lot of heavy fire due to the lack of care that the animation had, the very weak story, and just overall how much time they actually spent on the game. Just to give background on this game, Mass Effect Andromeda has been in development since 2012. It's literally the development started as soon as Mass Effect 3 was over. Casey Hudson was on this development team for Mass Effect Andromeda before it was Mass Effect Andromeda. They were creating the story for it, but sadly, he had departed from Mass Effect, from BioWare, and was part of Microsoft's. I think they're those glasses that they made, those virtual glasses that they made a while back ago. Forgot they were called, but he was a part of that team, and they did make Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which it wasn't a good game, but they had to do something. And Dragon Age is probably by far one of my favorite series. Not so much Inquisition. I like Inquisition, but Dragon Age Origins was by far one of my favorite RPGs I've ever played.
Dragon Age is by BioWare. I know that for a fact.
Oh yeah. Casey Hudson, he didn't really work on Dragon Age so much. So the way how BioWare what they did was that they had two teams. They had the Mass Effect team, and then they had the Dragon Age team, right? But they also shared ideas with one another that helped implement their games to be slightly better than the other one with their dialogue options and whatnot. But not to get off track here, Casey Hudson was a really big part of BioWare. He was in charge of all of their big projects, like Knights of the Old Republic, the entire Mass Effect series, Jade Empire. You know, he's been there since almost the very beginning. And then he left, and with this development with Mass Effect Andromeda, the game was in development for 5 years. And the team had such a hard time implementing what they wanted to do to the Mass Effect Andromeda. They wasted 3.5 years of their development and only had 18 months remaining to make Mass Effect Andromeda.
Wow.
They spent literally a year and a half making Mass Effect Andromeda. Literally until shipping day. Till ship date, they were working on the game. Hell, even when the game was shipped already, they were working on updates until the day of the game came out, right? You know, people found out. People found the game out was outsourced. People found out that the game only was in a development cycle for 18 months, you know. And the former president or the former person in charge of BioWare, or majority of their bigger projects, just left. And I think his name was like Aaron something. I think Aaron Flynn. I forget his name. But pretty much, if you guys know the announcement for Anthem, BioWare's new game, which is like a hybrid of what looks like Destiny and what was that, The Division. The way how it looks is it's an open world game where you get to team up with your buddies, and it's a space fantasy. It's a sci-fi fantasy, from what has been told from BioWare, where it's more like Star Wars rather than it being like complete sci-fi, like science fiction kind of story and world, which is interesting. But Casey Hudson returned. Actually, I think a few days ago, he didn't confirm when he returned, but he's now back with BioWare, and people are completely losing their shit, and for the right reason, because this is the guy who made these games good. You know, he was the person who put these games to, you know, who made these games real, who put the care into these
Oh
games.
wow,
you know?
his resume includes MDK too. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He is literally one of the, like, he is well known within the Western RPG audience. He is like, you know how Todd Howard is apparently a god? You know, Casey Hudson overthrows Todd Howard by a million light years because of the work that he does. And, you know, it's just, it was a shame that he wasn't a part of the Mass Effect Andromeda development. And I think BioWare probably made the right move of bringing him back on because of how much heavy fire they took from Andromeda.
Those previous games, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I was watching this video earlier today when I was eating breakfast from this YouTube channel called Young Yeah.
Todd
Howard,
buys Skyrim for the 10th time.
For the 10th time, Howard. Yeah, dude, he's a god.
God.
At least it's the same game over and over again. But I was watching this video by from this YouTuber, and he was talking about a specific scene in the game, right, in Mass Effect Andromeda, and it has by far the best animations in the entire game. And I'm trying to look it up right now. But it's the only scene in the game that has handcrafted animation, and it is the only animation in the entire game where you actually see facial movements, facial interactions, and everything. And apparently, I'm trying to find this guy's name right now, but apparently they got this guy in so late to do the animation. Like, he was only tasked to do this scene, and that was it.
He was only tasked to do one animation scene.
And it was the sex scene. It was a sex scene.
This wasn't Casey, right?
It was Cora. Hold on, let me see if I can find the guy's name. Yeah.
So I don't blame him for really leaving. He in the post he was talking about how he wanted some change. That's all fine and dandy. But the unfortunate thing that had happened was right around the time that he left is when things started to kind of go a little bit downhill. So, and that's always a good, like, that's always not a good sign. I'm sorry. So it's good that BioWare went out, excuse me, went out to seek him again and said, hey, do you want to come back? We want to try some new things. We have a new we have a new IP cooking in the pot. Um, you might want to get involved with that again, because they said that he was down from day one laying the groundwork of Anthem. So they're like, you know what, come on back. This is essentially this is your baby too. So he's gonna come back and work on it. So it's good to see that BioWare can face adversity like that and then immediately say, all right, so something's not right. Let's bring back some old blood and have them see what they can do and what they think we should do better. So that's always nice.
It's really good.
And also to talk about that animator for that was talking about, he did the animation for the facial animation, just the animation for Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, Dead Space. He's actually working on a Dante's Inferno animated film, his own film. I posted the link in the chat actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
And yeah, dude, it's actually pretty good. Like, if you go to animations, right, it's actually what I was talking about. If you go to animations and scroll down, you'll see what I was talking about, the sex scene, the animation sample that he has, and this is
rated R.
it's an animation scene, so it's nothing bad. It's just people kissing. But yeah, if you scroll down, and that video on the left there, that's his animation sample for Mass Effect, and this is just like, and it's actually in the game too. Like, it's not dumbed down or anything. Like, those are the actual facial animations into the game. So like, if you rewind back again, actually, if you can rewind back again, there's a certain point of the game, that cutscene, where the two characters actually kiss, and you actually see their lips actually connect with one another, and actually still stay like attached to each other until they both like let go, and the lips actually like bounce away. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we can just watch it here.
Oh wow! Yeah, you're right. That's incredible.
Yeah. Just wait for it here. Yeah, it's like, it's just, it makes me baffled. It makes me baffled about, like, they got this guy, they got Tal Peleg so late, and it's just like, man, like, you got such a heavy hitter in your development team so late. I can't imagine like how upset he was being a part of this game at first and not being able to do anything. So, but he's been hard at work with Anthem.
That's good.
Yeah, so they're literally, BioWare has put everyone on board on on Anthem now, and I'm happy. Like, you know that trailer that they released from Anthem where they showed the guy talking? That's this guy's animation. Yeah, like literally all the facial animation here is his.
Wow, this is incredible work.
Yeah, and it makes me kind of happy. It makes me actually really, really happy that BioWare is taking this really serious now. They got Casey Hudson back. They got this guy Tal Peleg.
And this is in response to Andromeda, how bad it got, like bad of a rap.
This is just a response about how they got Casey Hudson back, and like, you can see BioWare trying to get these people, these heavy hitters, back on their team, just to show people that they are like,
they are world class.
They are what we expect them to be. You know, they are a company that makes a product that is demanding of our $60. He is the guy who created the GIF of Joel. Yeah, he is the guy who created the GIF of Joel. But it just shows that BioWare care. It seems like BioWare actually cares about what they're trying to do with their projects now. Like, Mass Effect Andromeda is probably like.
I have a friend who works at the college that I go to, and he loves BioWare. And he would argue that they've always really cared, but the latest installment just is just a deviation from the path and drop in quality. That's really the only one. But
yeah.
To each his own.
Oh yeah. So it makes me curious to see what BioWare has in store because they've already announced not only Anthem, but they already have another Dragon Age game being made now. So it makes me curious about what they're going to be doing with stuff. I mean, what do you guys in the chat? What do you guys think? Ponky and Electric. What do you guys think about any of this? Are you guys I want to say fans, but have you guys played like the Mass Effect games before, or any of like Last of Us or Uncharted or anything in regards to this? I know he worked on Dead Space and he did work on he did some stuff for Gears of War. So, but look at it looks really good.
Does all the stuff is really nice.
Yeah. Damn, Ponky, you throwing that indie game shade at me. You're an indie games fan? Nah, I don't blame you. I am too. Oh yeah, talking about indie games, I just gotta mention 2 games I'm thoroughly excited to play. They're coming out both at the end of this week. Pyre and Sundered. Extremely excited to play both those games.
Are they tie-ins to one another?
They are not. So Pyre is I don't know if you're familiar with this company, Supergiant Games.
No.
They made like Bastion.
Oh, yes then. Yes then.
Yeah, they made Bastion and Transistor.
Bastion's one of my favorite games.
Yeah, they're releasing a game that's coming out on Friday, this Friday, called Pyre. It has like a Supergiant Games like art style,
Yeah.
but they're taking the team-based RPG. How you have I Am Setsuna, how it's turn-based and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're making their own version of that.
That's nice.
Of that turn-based combat. Sundered, however, if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's this company. I forgot their name. They made this indie game called Yotan.
I have heard of that.
Okay, it's like it's based off of like North.
Yes.
North
Yes.
and whatnot. Yeah. So Sundered is a Metroidvania side-scrolling 2D platformer, and it's apparently supposed to be a horror game as well. And
you have my attention.
And the thing that I like about it, if you want to, you can pull up the trailer right now.
What is it? It's how do you spell it?
Sundered. So SUNDERED.
Sundered.
Yeah. And I feel you, Ponky. I'm not really picky with my games either. It's really whatever I enjoy. I can't say I'm a big fan of AAA games, but some catch my eye with some stuff. But yeah, it's really simplistic. But the good thing about all of this is that it's hand drawn, too. This is all hand drawn.
That's rather interesting that they went the hand-drawn route, if I do say so myself.
The game does look pretty. Reminds me of Axiom Verge a little bit.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually pretty interesting.
Gorgeous. When does it come out and how much?
July.
July, yeah.
So blunt. How much money do I need?
It's a $20 game. You can pre-order for like $17.99
that's a respectable amount.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty interesting.
Whoa, that part looked really good.
Huh?
Who's Oh, it's indie though.
Yeah, it's an indie developer. Yeah.
Wow.
To say this better not be a UBR.
What is it? There's another trailer They have 2 trailers you can look at actually. You have the Resistant or Embrace trailer. Look at put up the Resist trailer for this game. Yeah, actually, it's pretty good. And are you able to put the volume on this or not?
I could. I don't really want to risk it just because of.
Yeah, it's fine then. Yeah, no, you're good then. I honestly say, if you guys really want to check out this trailer, the music for this game really sets the ambience of what this game is going to be like. Like I said, it's a horror game. It's supposed to be a platforming horror game. Yeah, I mean, they even have the people talking here, so it's not just you going into something randomly.
Firmly refuse to negotiate. This is something I'll keep an eye out on this. I think we've talked about just about everything we need to talk about tonight, to be honest. Yeah. Unless you guys have anything else.
I mean, Fernando, did you want to talk about the Atari box or?
I mean, I guess we could briefly. So some of you may know about Atari. They were pretty
They were
for the most part,
they were pretty
the
much what?
OG.
They were pretty much what? Repeat that.
They were pretty much the OG console maker. They came out with the 2600 back in the early 80s, I believe, 70s. And from there, they kind of came out with another system, but it kind of just went downhill from there. And then the video game market crashed, and then Nintendo came in and saved the day. So Atari is pretty much a really classic. This is before the NES era, and someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think in the past couple of years they actually went out of business.
They were not almost. They didn't get out of business. What they did was that they were getting into bankruptcy, and
They
had
liquidated.
to-
I mean, they was that what the
They
word
had-
is? They
They had
liquidated.
to liquidate their assets
Yeah.
and whatnot. And
So-
yeah, that's pretty much.
So
all
pretty
it
much, and for those that don't know, that just means you get rid of all your assets for the most part.
is. Yeah.
So what they are doing, I get, they saw Nintendo with their NES Classic, and they're like, "Whoa, dude, I want some of that money." And
taking it to the
they
next
are
level.
going to come out, and my boy Sega is getting in on this too.
Oh, yeah.
But they are coming out with the thing called the Atari Box, which is pretty much what you see there. There's gonna be, my understanding, there's gonna be different models. There's gonna be that. Then there's going to be one that actually looks like the original Atari 2600. So it's going to come, and I love this part. It's going to come with classic and modern Atari games. Question mark. I don't know what they mean by that.
Well,
Fuck's
Yeah.
a modern Atari game.
Oh, so there's games that still come out, developed by Atari. So what's probably going to happen is that they're gonna remember there was this yeah, I'm trying to remember. You know, there was a streaming service that came out in this box where you're able to buy, like, you're able to get
Ouya?
like mod. Oh my!
Are you
think
talking about the Ouya?
I think it was.
Are you actually talking about this filth in my Discord on my podcast? Are you truly talking about the Ouya?
What I
To
mean.
be honest, this is
Heretic!
It's funny.
Oh
I was
my
listening.
God.
It's funny. I was listening to another podcast driving home, and they compared this to the Ouya.
There you go.
I looked this up.
I mean, there you go.
I looked this up specifically, and I just want to read this quote that I think is on the AtariBox.com website. All right, you guys ready? So,
No.
quote, "We're not teasing you intentionally. We want to get this right. So we've opted to share things step by step as we bring this to life, and to listen closely."
Get away from the mic. Get away from the mic.
Yeah, I caught that. And to listen closely to the Atari community feedback as we do so. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait, there's a community of Atari?
They're like
what?
40 and
Like-
50-year-old dudes.
I really doubt there's a group of people like, yeah, we really hope Atari comes back, because a lot of Atari games are actually shit, to be honest.
Well,
But,
I mean,
they
they paved the way for
They
a
paved
modern
the way
video
for
game,
Nintendo.
but they're not real. I mean, they're playable, but they're not going to be as fun as they once were. And another thing is that, I mean, just go on. Hello?
We lost.
Hello?
There it is.
Repeat that.
Okay, sorry, I unplugged my mic by accident. But so with that kind of language, it's kind of really concerning. And then this thing is being kickstarted, so it's being crowdfunded.
No
So-
way.
And you know what? I honestly go for it. I'm like, you know what? If you really want to do that, do it. But please, for the love of God,
I'm reading what Bucky said.
like I've heard too many, and this is why I don't.
I think it's a
Kickstarter
good
anymore.
idea because gamers need the next big failure to make
This
fun
is
of.
why. This
I mean,
is
it's
why
not No Man's Sky.
This is
so.
why I don't kickstart anything.
Oh my
For the love of God, do not expect any. Like, if there's like a $5 tier where it's like, hey, we're gonna give you a little trinket, don't do it, because it's Atari, and they're most likely not gonna give you anything for years, and they'll probably. It's gonna be like Inafune, and they're gonna
It's gonna
promise you all this shit, and then they're oh god. But here's the thing: I'm sure the Atari will work. Actually, that game works too. But that's besides the point.
All right.
Personally speaking, I actually kind of low key want this thing.
But you're a collector. That's your thing, though.
I'm kind of like I got in late on that. I should have bought the NES Classic, but whatever. This kind of look cool.
What do you mean NES?
All right,
You
listen.
already have an NES. Though.
The pricing,
Listen, this is what I have to say. I don't think this is going to do well at all.
Probably not.
I think this is just going to be a paperweight that you can play essentially in the future. Is what
Yeah,
it comes
you ever
down to.
Yeah.
Essentially, like the Ouya.
no.
If you have an Ouya and you spent money on it, I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah, no,
I
a few
actually
years
considered
ago,
buying that
no,
too.
a few
Don't
years ago, my friend got it,
don't
and
make the same
and
mistake twice.
oh
If
my
you
god,
don't know what
no.
it is, we're not explaining. Just look
No,
it up.
no, yeah, no. My friend bought an Ouya Cube when it first came out, and
An
oh man,
Ouya Cube.
I was thoroughly disappointed in him.
Alright, listen. It was a cool idea.
No, it wasn't.
Listen. No, it was. Okay, maybe not cool. But
Let
it
me
was
buy
at
a
least-
console to play
at least-
Android games.
No, at least they gave it a shot. You know, like they tried it and didn't work. And I like how you ever go to FYE or you go to those electronic stores
Dude,
and you
just say
see.
FYE.
Yes, I used to work there. And you
Used to work
ever?
at FYE?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. I worked in the mostly. I tried to get into the
Continue.
department. Anyways, but you know how you'll see on the shelves like those mock video game systems where you can
Oh, yeah,
put in
yeah,
like
yeah.
NES cartridge, and you know how most of them are always like really shit or low quality. I feel like this is where that might go. I'm not sure. I really hope Atari does something really nice with this because I mean it's cool, but to everyone that's thinking, yo, Atari's back. No, don't do that, Fernando. Just
back
stop.
with what?
They're
Failure?
not back. They're just they're gone. Atari's dead, by the way. Atari's pretty much dead. But
Yeah.
they're like, oh wait, Nintendo's making a shit ton of money, and they pretty much have revitalized the classic console market. Let's do something.
All right.
Let's get in on that.
Closing
That's
thoughts
all I
on it
have to
because
say.
we're already over time, and I know you want to do rapid review.
Oh yes, yes.
So my closing thoughts on it are: it's a meme system. Don't buy it.
It's a meme.
So what you're telling me is, I should get it.
I mean, if you're an
I
entrepreneur,
think everyone in this server should probably buy it. You know,
Listen.
here. On behalf of Scott, he's gonna go raffle off an Atari box for you lucky viewers.
if I do end up getting it, I'm going to compare it with an Ouya. I will go out of my way to buy an Ouya and compare them and see which is the worst system to play.
Jesus, damn.
Joey, what are your closing
What's
thoughts
up?
on it?
My closing thoughts is down with Ouya and up with Super NES.
All right, Fernando.
Yes.
All right. Time for some rap. I want to make
That was a good closing statement for him.
yes. Rapid
I
review.
already gave my closing statement.
Since I don't trust Fernando with rapid review after that statement of just yes,
Oh my
Joey, I want you to go first.
Podcast.
All right, so rapid review.
All right, I'll tell you when to start.
All right.
All right, go.
So
Right
I'm
now.
playing Mad Max right now, and yeah, it's a really fun game. If you like open world post-apocalyptic games, you get to drive a car and you get to beat the shit out of people senseless. I rated a 7.5 because of too much sand.
Oh my god.
If no one catches that reference,
You did that in 15 seconds. I'm disappointed.
what the
Wait,
fuck?
You're supposed to actually you're supposed to actually give an in-depth review within a minute.
You said rapid review. That's
Yeah, no.
rapid. This is as rapid as you can
The
get.
meme about it is that you're not gonna be able to get everything you want to say out, just like a real
Oh,
reviewer.
I actually really didn't get everything out, to be quite honest.
All right. You want to do over because this is your first time doing a rapid
Oh
review.
my god, I never got a do-over.
Go.
Alright, so Mad Max is a great game where you get to drive around the post-apocalyptic world, where you have this retarded-looking guy that is kind of deformed. If you guys watched Mad Max, you know how it is. It's a deformed-looking guy on
45.
your car, and pretty much what happens is that you go around beating up people senseless for no reason, and you just drive around everywhere, and yeah,
Scott,
it's a good
stop
game.
him.
It's a good game, to be quite honest with you. I think
30.
it's,
He dug his hole. He has to bury himself.
I honestly think that if you
Oh my
give this game a chance and immerse yourself in this world, you'll be able to actually enjoy the amount of content that they provide with you. I mean, you drive around. It's an open world game.
15.
Hey, it's a beat 'em up as well, and there's a lot of
It's
interesting things that you can do in
What the
this
fuck
game.
is this?
So,
This isn't rapid at all.
so
It's
I
over. You're done. No more.
What?
No more of
I
that.
thought rapid review was 10 seconds.
60 seconds. You get 60
What?
seconds.
That's not rapid. We
That's
did it
pretty
10
rapid.
seconds back then.
That's pretty rapid. That's pretty
That's
normal
some
for a rapid
ball, man.
review.
That's not a rapid review. That's a
What is it? What is it though?
A rapid review is 10 seconds. I thought that's what we did.
Oh, you're
before.
gonna tell me my segment that I came up with is wrong?
Damn.
Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes,
man.
I will have Jeff pull up old recordings, and I guarantee you it was quicker.
Things change. Do you want change or no?
People change.
All right. If we're gonna do it, I'll give you my non-rapid review.
All right, fine. You get 30 seconds because you talking back to me. You get 30 seconds.
my God.
Joey got the introduction because this is his first time doing it.
This is some bullshit.
You're going. We started, my man.
All right. So I've been playing a lot of Shantae Half here on the Switch. It's a really good Metroidvania style type of game. It looks really nice. Yes, there's
15.
slight fan service, but if you can get over that crap, it's actually a really good game. I'm enjoying it extensively.
10.
There's a lot of power-ups, a lot of different enemies. Playing on hard mode, it's actually pretty difficult.
5.
Really good game. I highly recommend it to everybody. It's worth $20.
No rating? No. Okay. Well, you blew it.
I've-
No, it's over. It's over. You blew it.
It's
You didn't put out a rating.
oh my god!
I did it.
All right, so I'm gonna do it.
Sorry,
And-
guys, I can't give you a rating because of this crappy host we have.
Oh my God! Get out of my Discord. So I'm gonna do mine. It's gonna be.
I'm kidding, by the way. Scott's cool.
Thanks. All right, I'm Setsuna. Great game, very JRPG-like. It's to be expected. It's by Square Enix. It's very fun, very heart-stringing, and a lot of heart-tugging moments that are going on right in the game. I'm really invested in the characters. The characters are really likable. I'm afraid of what's going to happen in the future because I know what's going to happen in the future, essentially, but not to a certain extent. If I were to rate the game right now, I haven't finished it though. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10.
His voice pitch.
And yeah, it's very good. If you guys have the money to pick it up, I'd definitely pick it up on sale. It's a lot of fun. I am Setsuna, 7 out of 10. Scott McCarroll, 2017.
You went above the time, 20 seconds.
I did 30 seconds. Nerd.
Oh wait, is 30? Wait. Okay. What is the length of the rapid review? It's 30 seconds or 60?
All right, guys, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks.
I had a lot of fun.
Thanks, guys.
I hope you guys had a lot of fun. We're gonna come back at you next Friday with another podcast.
Same time, by the way. Maybe earlier.
I'm hoping earlier.
Like 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock.
9 o'clock. If you enjoyed the stream, follow us on Twitch, like us on Facebook, check out the YouTube. We have videos there as well. I'll drop the Discord link like I always do at the end.